Hi guys, it's Colette, and today we're going to be working on this neon rainbow gradient that I topped off with some chrome. June is Pride Month, and locally this weekend is the Twin Cities Pride Festival. So while I like rainbows pretty much any time, I thought it was a particularly perfect time to do a manicure. If you like nail art, be sure you're subscribed to my channel. And if you'd like to see how I did this design, just stay tuned. Starting out with clean, dry nails, I'm going to apply my base coat. As usual, I'm using Ready for Takeoff, which is a peel-off base, and you can use whichever is your personal favorite. All of the polishes that I'm going to be using today are from Finger Paints. For my white, I'm going to be using their base coat for neons. For my pink, I'm going to be using Pink Perspective. The orange is Iconic Orange. The neon yellow is To the Plinth Degree. Then for the green, we have Silkscreen Green. And if these look familiar, I have used these before in a rainbow design. They go really well together and they're really nice and bright. The blue is Ink Blot Blue, and then the purple is Pop Art Purple. And I don't know, I've never actually used this neon base coat as a base coat. Actually, I'm not sure if I've used it at all since I purchased it, but I'm thinking that it's just going to be nice and opaque so that the neons can really pop. And yeah, that looks like pretty much a one-coater white, so nearly. I don't know if I would recommend wearing it as a white polish because I do see just a little bit of unevenness. Maybe that'll self-level out, but I'm just going to go ahead and get this applied on all of my nails. I did add a layer of Seche Vite just to help the white dry and help keep from sponging it up once I start the gradient. And I'm going to protect her on my nails with Simply Peel. You can use whichever type of barrier you prefer. And I've had some really good suggestions lately. I may try a different brand once my current stash of Simply Peel is gone. I haven't quite decided yet. So I've kind of had this idea in mind for a while, and I was waiting for my nails to get a little bit longer. The length they are right now is just about exactly the same length as the longer side of the sponge. Except for my pinky, that's a little bit shorter, and that may be a little bit troublesome, so I probably will leave my pinky till last. But the main thing when applying colors on the sponge is when you're working with 6 colors, kind of just make sure to give yourself enough room to get them all on there. So what I'm actually going to do is apply my primary colors first so that they are nice and bold. And then in between each of those, the secondary colors with just a very little bit of overlap. I'm trying to especially be careful with the yellow. I don't want to lose that. And then I'm going to go ahead, line it up right on my nail, and sponge it on. And because these neons dry fairly quickly, I think I might just go ahead and go one nail at a time. Go right ahead and go into the second coat for that nail, and then remove the latex, and then move on to the next nail. I don't know if this is my best ever rainbow gradient, but I'm fairly pleased with it. And to help smooth it out, I'm going to top it with Seche Vite. When you're mixing regular polish and gel polish, you just want to make sure that the regular polish is fully dry before you move on to the gel. In my case, I went over to Grandma's house and had dinner and hung out for a while, so it's been several hours. And for those who wonder, it did indeed get the Grandma seal of approval. She said she especially liked the tips, and I liked being able to enjoy the neon as it is for a day. Although I was getting a little frustrated with this pinky because every time I looked at it, it just, I don't know, it really stood out to me that the yellow had become so muddied. But moving on to the next step, I'm going to add a layer of Pink Shellac Ultra Shine. Yes, my bottle is super janky. And I'm just going to try and apply this very carefully. Try to keep it very thin and very smooth. And then I'm going to cure this under a LED light, and I think, let me just peek on the bottle here. This takes, oh crap, it's worn off. The spot where it says how long to cure it is exactly the spot where it's all janky. I'll check my other bottle. I think it cures for 60 seconds. These were looking super cool under the UV lamp. Even cooler than they were looking under my black light when I took a few pictures. But I did cure them for 60 seconds, and I'm going to move on to the chrome. I'm using my number 3 chrome pigment, and I'm going to be using my silicone tool. I haven't used this on my chrome yet. I used it with my hollow pigment and really liked the way that it worked, so they're pretty similar. I'm thinking I'll really like the way this applies also. It kind of keeps it from flying around in the air as much as like using a sponge tip applicator. And of course, you just want to go ahead and apply that all over the nail. And part of the reason you want to be very careful with applying the top coat is that if you have a spot where you missed top coat, the chrome is not going to stick. So hopefully you can see, hopefully it's not too reflective to come across on camera, that we do now have a chrome rainbow going on. And I'm just going to go ahead and buff the chrome onto all my nails. So as you saw, I just wiped off any excess pigment with a soft brush, and then I went ahead and sealed everything in with a final layer of top coat. And you want to be really careful with that also, because any place you miss with top coat could wear away when you wash your hands or anything like that. And here's just a quick side by side so you can see the difference between the chrome and just the regular gradient. I really like both of them. Like I said, I'm glad kind of that I got to wear the plain gradient for a day on its own, but I'm going to go ahead and chrome out the rest of my nails. So here's the finished manicure, and I really love the way this turned out. But there is one thing that I did discover off camera that I wanted to just mention, and I don't know how well it'll even show up on camera, but I did notice after I finished my left hand that I had a few areas that were a little patchy. And maybe if I really zoom in here, you can kind of see. And so on my right hand, I did the application with the sponge tip applicator instead of the silicone applicator. And hopefully there you can see the difference. It just applied things a little bit more smoothly. And I don't know if that is 100% the tool or more likely also the way that I use the tool. It's only the second time I've used the silicone tips. So I think I probably will experiment with those some more. And if I continue to have trouble, I may just stick with the sponge tip applicator, even though it is a little bit messier. It tends to kind of make the pigment fly around a little bit more. And if you do use a sponge tip applicator, I do recommend you wear a mask. It's not a huge difference. I don't really notice it like from arm's length. I only notice it when I'm really getting in there close and examining things. But I'd love to hear what you guys think, of course, if you prefer it chromed out or if you liked it as it was, just a plain neon. I think this is really perfect for Pride or for any time you want to sport some rainbows. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you want to see the peel porn, of course, stay tuned. And if not, that's also fine. But in either case, as always, thanks for watching. Here we are on the third day of wear, and I've really got to use my chrome pigment more often because I had a lot of fun wearing this. And I hadn't done a chrome manicure since I think last fall, so definitely, hopefully, we'll be seeing some more chrome from me in the near future. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and peel this off.